So they hate her. They don't just dislike her. They don't just find her a little bit annoying. They don't just want her out of their business and out of their life. They hate her. Yeah, I'm talking about Ted Sarandos's wife, Nicole Avant, who I have said for some time cannot stand the way that Meghan has used the fact that they have this interracial marriage and that Meghan thinks that's a reason why she can continue to treat Netflix terribly. But it's not just the Sarandos family. It's the Kardashian family. It's the Bezos family as a result of Meghan's snobby treatment of Lauren Sanchez. What a mistake that was. And it's Anna Wintour too. And Alison Boshoff, the Daily Mail's editor-at-large, has just revealed in the most scathing of details why these women have turned so badly on Meghan Markle. And of course, we have reported so much of this over the past few months, but actually bringing it together with this level of detail is absolutely shocking. So we're going to get analysis from Brittany, editor of the Royal News Network, in just one moment. But first, I want to take you through what is a truly bombshell report from Alison Boshoff. Even though Meghan has plenty of fashion ambitions and pretensions, and as we shall see, fashion is one of the revenue streams which she is hoping will help fund their lifestyle, the pair have once more failed to secure an invitation to the Met Gala. The Montecito duo were also unsurprisingly absent from all events during King Charles's state visit to the US this week. As if to further underline their persona non grata status, even Prince Harry's boyhood friend Guy Pelly was at a White House garden party with his wife this week. Yes, the same teenage tearaway who was by Harry's side when he notoriously dressed up as a Nazi. President Trump only reinforced the Sussex's unpopularity when he remarked to my colleague Robert Hardman that Harry had done too many things to come back to the fold of his family, adding, "That wife of his boy, what's she done to that guy?" For it's all to I need you to do something for me right now. It is free, it is easy, it is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. And it is the best way. No big tech backing, no billionaires pulling the strings. And if you turn on the bell, you'll get alerted to all our new videos. Apparent that the Sussexes no longer have the help of the powerful and influential protectors who could unlock a life of commercial plenty. Speaking to sources in California, the source is one of wall-to-wall fallouts and alienation. Put simply, it means in the circles that matter, Meghan and Harry no longer have any bridges left to burn. One source says they have truly lost the plot. I hear she's spiraling badly because she knows nothing is working. The whole thing about her as ever selling out isn't true anymore. I don't think either of them are happy. The source tells me they believe the couple's problems are worse than many suspect because of Meghan's and Harry's unfortunate habit of falling out with the very people who could help make a go of things financially. And then we get to the specifics. And this is really great colour. So we start with Anna Wintour. Meghan pledged her allegiance to Edward Enninful, which pissed off Anna. So that was, of course, the at the time editor of Vogue in the UK. The irony is, she's also now fallen out with Enninful. But the source goes on to say Anna hates her. Meghan doesn't want to pay and never returns things. Also, Anna loves the royal family. She is a dame. Anna would have hated how the Sussexes handled their exit from the firm. Worryingly for Meghan, the famously icy Wintour apparently never forgives or forgets. So even though Meghan's friendship with Enninful is also at an end for reasons which are still unclear, there seems to be no way for Meghan to return to Anna's good graces. Then we come to Lauren Sanchez. And look, I know there's all of this stuff going around about the Met Gala and whether celebrities like Meryl Streep want to be there because of the connection to Bezos and Amazon. But trust me, Meghan wants to be there, okay? And Meghan looks at Lauren Sanchez and thinks, I want a little bit of what she's got. But a source suggests to Boshoff that Meghan has failed to make a potentially useful friend here too. And this is the key line. She snubbed Lauren before the Bezos wedding. Meghan was invited to things by Lauren and didn't want to go. She didn't want to be seen with her because she thought she was trashy. Coming from the woman who is more trash than anyone, that is quite something. Then the Kardashians. And the Kardashians, it's a little bit more nuanced. I wouldn't say the hate word with the Kardashians, but certainly are they over Meghan? Absolutely. And Alison Boshoff agrees, saying the Kardashians have had enough of Harry and Meghan. They are over them. If you were trying to make a lifestyle business fly off social media, it would be useful to be friends with the most followed people on the planet. But Kris Jenner hasn't liked a single post on Meghan's Instagram pages since last year. But the piece de resistance is Nicole Avant, the wife of Ted Sarandos, the Netflix boss. And Boshoff reports, to be fair to Sarandos, He tried to help Meghan and Harry save face when he invited them to an event to launch the second season of the prestige drama Beef in April. Yet again, though, it all went wrong. Pictures of the couple were removed by Getty Images 24 hours after, given though Netflix had okayed them all. The theory is Meghan didn't like the way she appeared to be clinging to Sarandos's wife, Nicole Avent. My source is blunt about what is going on. Steady up. This is good. Nicole Avent hates her. So does Bella Bajaria, the head of content at Netflix, and Ted. As to why it's said Netflix came to understand the Sussex team were briefing against one of their executives, although it's not clear if that was on anyone's orders. A source says unless someone is of use to them with money or unwavering attention, then the Sussexes always fall out with them. They are worse at dealing with people than they are with business, and that's saying a lot. Brittany, this is really fascinating stuff because we knew, and we'd discussed many times before, that this was a total relationship of convenience between the Sussexes and the Sarandoses, and the Sussexes and the Kardashians, and the Sussexes and Anna Wintour. But it's even much stronger than that, Brittany. They hate her.
I mean, they do, and I'm not surprised, Dan. And you got to think, for the last 6 years since Megxit, Harry and Meghan have roughly been in Hollywood. I mean, what have they done? What have they achieved? I mean, aside from their Woe Is Me documentary and Harry's book, they have not had one success among them. And I think what Harry and Meghan have done to their detriment is constantly sort of grift off all these people, utilize their private jets, their connections, and everything. But Harry and Meghan can't offer the same, especially as King Charles comes to the United States last week and Harry and Meghan are not around anywhere. It's becoming ever more apparent to the people who may have thought maybe if they were close to Harry and Meghan, they could somehow get close to the King Charles and the rest of the royals. But that's obviously just simply not true. And so I think everybody is just sick and tired of Harry and Meghan using them, and Harry and Meghan just really not having the talent, the skills, the ability to back up their word. They're constantly jabbering, constantly talking about how great things are, and taking credit for everybody else's work. The initial start of As Ever was all Netflix. All Netflix, it was all Bella, it was all everyone but Meghan Markle. And Meghan Markle took all the credit for it. And then she did finally get the company back because Netflix is like, we don't want this mess anymore. And her company is failing and cratering. And so I think the rest of Hollywood, they're just so sick of her. They're sick of the clinging. They're sick of the weird behavior and the demands. And I think Meghan thinks she's greater than everybody else because she has this title. And people are like, we have a lot more money and are a lot more successful than you. And I think people are annoyed by the ego, the arrogance, and the grifting, and they're done.
100% they're done. 100% they are done. But Brittany, it's also the, I guess, total lack of perception, lack of self-awareness about where she's really at. I mean, the fact that Meghan Markle destroyed the relationship with Lauren Sanchez and in turn Jeff Bezos because she looked down on Sanchez. She thought Sanchez was trashy. And look, we can have a separate discussion about Lauren Sanchez, right? But Meghan Markle is far trashier. The moves that Meghan Markle is making are far trashier. The desperation that Meghan Markle has to be famous, to make money, is far trashier than Lauren Sanchez. And as a result of that snobbery, Brittany, Meghan Markle has missed out on the invitation to the Met Gala. She didn't get it.
I mean, it's so funny and ironic in so many ways. And you even think back to the Bezos wedding. Queen Rania of Jordan was there. So was her son, Crown Prince Hussein, and his wife, Princess Rajwa. There may have been a royal or two more there. I can't remember off the top of my head. But this whole idea in Meghan's head that she is better than other people just hasn't worked out. And she cannot seem to sense where things are heading. And I think, of course, the disaster of the Kris Jenner party and having the pictures deleted and everything after they were there. I mean, I think that annoyed the heck out of everybody because it's like, you're there, you were happy to get your picture taken. Now you're complaining about a date that's on the royal calendar every year. Like, this should not be a surprise period of time for you. You should be able to know and address it as such. But Harry and Meghan, I think, just don't know how to interact with people. Harry, I think, but on his own would probably be a little bit better just because he is, I think, more charismatic and more fun to be around. But Meghan, she's just proven time and time again what a toxic person she is, how much she can't sort of get with the program, doesn't understand, let's say, the nuances of a situation, like the importance of Lauren Sanchez and how she became the wife of Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world. And that's the thing, Meghan Markle wanted to be a billionaire. and then she ticked off the billionaire's wife. And that is just not going to allow you to go on to greater success. Meghan has just burned every bridge. She's horrible getting along with other people, I think, for the most part, in part because she can only truly be friends with people who are just like her. And the Kardashians, despite their pursuit of fame and fortune, they're not like Meghan. Yes, they were, let's say, somewhat desperate in the beginning, but they are now massively successful. They are the stars of Hollywood in so many ways. Lauren Sanchez has also been massively successful, snagged Jeff Bezos, and Meghan Markle is just sitting there with her dim prince thinking that she's better than everybody else. And everybody else is like, no, you're not.
Yeah, and they don't have to make decisions, Brittany, based on paying the mortgage, which is where Harry and Meghan are at, which is going to make them do even more desperate things as the months and the years roll on. But Brittany, I think the thing that is most fascinating actually in some ways is the Anna Wintour situation, because it's like there was a chance with Anna Wintour, but Meghan Markle backed the wrong horse, right? She backed Edward Enninful. But Edward Enninful, actually, he was in New York last week at that gala with King Charles. He's still in those elite circles. But Meghan then fell out with him. So it's like, you can't back one horse in the Vogue Wars, but then fall out with that one when you've already pissed off the other. It's like, oh my God, this is just a total mess.
It really is. And it's a self-created mess by Meghan. I mean, we even see this just in how she treats her staff members. People leave, they're disgruntled, they have PTSD, they're psychologically damaged by their time with her. And of course, this extends to other people as well, not just the people that work for her, but people she works with. And all she had to do again was navigate Mexit well, do things well. But her and Harry, just the hubris, the ego led them to make a series of catastrophically terrible and horrible decisions that have negatively impact their ability to make money, their ability to fund their lifestyle, and they will go down to increasingly desperate levels in order to try to make money. And that was always the danger, is that if the Hollywood thing didn't work out, the desperation would grow. And I think it's there. But in these Vogue Wars, Meghan should have tried to be friends with everybody. Don't pick a side. Try to work with everyone. But of course, she wanted to probably work with Enninful for probably reasons that weren't just based on his skill as an editor or whatever. And instead of trying to work with him and keep Anna Wintour happy, she's like, oh, no. Anna, I'm just going to go with Edward here. And of course, he left Vogue. We all know Anna is the queen of Vogue. I mean, there's like basically 2 movies about her now, The Devil Wears Prada 1 and 2. So why wouldn't you back Anna? I just don't know, or at least keep her happy. That's the smart move. But this is all just a self-created disaster.
Yep, no, it really was. It really was an absolute disaster. And Brittany, what is so interesting, of course, is that there were also disasters after the state visit last week. The Daily Mail reporting that King Charles now apparently deliberately snubbed Prince Harry during the state dinner speech in front of President Trump. Now, what's interesting about this is that it's been revealed by Robert Hardman. Well, how does Robert Hardman know? He went to the Oval Office to actually speak to Donald Trump after the visit. So I think we're pretty clear on who his source for this information is. Brittany, what
state dinner there, Richard? And I was thinking during that, how is this going down in Montecito? As the king came out with a very nice line. He was talking about how looking at a map of the US, he said, was like looking through a family Christmas card list through history. And he started reeling off names. He said, look, there's the Carolinas and there's Georgia. And he said, a personal favorite, Charleston. And then he alluded to Annapolis. And then he talked about Prince William County and Williamsburg. And we were all waiting, going, and Sussex County. Anyway, it didn't appear. No mention of Harrisburg or Henry, West Virginia. I think there's somewhere called Markle in Indiana, I think, somewhere. Yeah. But that didn't pop up either. But then I suppose nor did the Andrews Air Force Base.
And I thought it was a really good point, Brittany, and actually something that will have been a dagger to Prince Harry's heart. Don't think Meghan would particularly care, but for Harry, that's his own father. Basically writing him out of royal history.
I mean, it really is. And Harry, of course, could have had a front row center seat to this state visit, because one of the interesting things, again, about Harry and Meghan's departure is that it was so contentious, so poorly timed and executed on Harry and Meghan's part. And then obviously everything they did after that. If they had navigated Mexit well, nobody's saying they had to stay with the royal family. But if they had navigated it well, Harry could have been kind of an extension of the monarchy in the United States, only doing something from time to time. That's what Princess Madeline of Sweden did when she was living in the United States, is did things on behalf of the Swedish monarchy and government from time to time while living a mostly private life. But Harry, because of a series of catastrophic decisions, he is being set adrift. Now, we can only hope that Charles or William will make this drift, you could say, more permanent by severing Harry's place in line of succession and all his titles, but it is very glaring that Charles did not mention Harry or Sussex or anything related to Harry's family in that list, because of course there's a lot of deep connections between the UK and the US there, and how our cities and states were named, especially on the East Coast. But Harry is just on his own, and I think he'll feel that more and more, and he has no one to blame but himself.
Brittany, we had some lovely images over the weekend of Princess Charlotte to mark her 11th birthday. And this seems to be a really lovely new thing that William and Catherine are doing. They also released some video of her, and she was playing cricket, actually. So there is her bowling compared to Prince Louis's cricket skills, which we saw in his birthday video. And then here's the full thing. I mean, it wasn't just the cricket, was it? It showed her love of animals and her love of nature, outdoors, and quite a special moment, isn't it? Because she's growing up.
She really is, Dan. And this is the fun thing about watching royals, especially over a period of time, is that you get to watch them grow up, and that just feels like such a special thing. Obviously, the Wales' kids have an enormous amount of privacy, but these little glimpses that we get are just so fun to see how she's grown from 1 to 11. And I can't wait to see her grow more and more into her role as a future Princess Royal. Can't wait to see maybe a joint engagement. You know, maybe one of the last Princess Anne does is with her and Princess Charlotte. I think that would be a lovely send off, or maybe one of the first Charlotte does is with Princess Anne. I think that would be great to see the two of them together. And I think it looks like Charlotte just has this lovely life, gets to enjoy nature and the family pets and play with her brothers and everything. And I think it looks like, I think the most important thing for the Wales is that if they raise 3 well-adjusted children, that is worth its weight in gold. And I think William and Catherine are definitely on their way to securing that future.
And a video has gone viral. It's not new, Brittany, but I had never seen it. It's the Kelsey brothers talking about their meeting with Princess Charlotte. And I thought, in the context of her 11th birthday, I can understand why people are very interested, because it was some really interesting color about what type of young lady she is. Watch this.
Prince William was a fantastic, but the highlight was Princess Charlotte. Prince George was great too. She was so fucking adorable. Like, I cannot.
She was a superstar.
Express how I don't know. Maybe it's because I have 3 girls now. It was
probably has a little.
She had fire to her. She was asking questions. It was that was the most electric part of the.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when parents ask their kids to be present, be vocal. They
encourage them to take lead in a conversation.
Good parent move.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean.
No doubt.
Just a good meet in the picture and to keep it moving. Now, listen, let them have a moment. Let them feel comfortable in talking to people.
Yes.
There's nothing worse than fucking a kid just walking in and just being.
Let's not shit on kids.
No, I'm shitting on parents, not encouraging their kids to do that.
I agree. It was that was awesome.
If anybody's doing it right, Prince William's doing it right. So thank you, Your Royal Highness. It was awesome meeting you.
Very much.
And Charlotte and George.
That's right.
I don't miss that, Brittany, but I missed it in 2020.
Cute. Yeah, I remember watching that, and I remember reacting to it, because it is so sweet to hear them, especially as somebody who's outside royalty, who doesn't watch royals, because obviously they have a different perspective. This was their first time interacting with a member of the royal family, and they're just like, she's adorable, she's awesome, she's got fire and spirit, and she's asking these questions. And so they were so encouraging. And I think, especially as well, for royal women, it can become all about the fashion. And so it's great to hear as well that Charlotte just has such this spirit to her. And again, I can't wait to see her, hopefully, as a working royal. I think she definitely will be. And I think it'll be just great to see her out there with her brother and her parents, fulfilling her destiny, you could say, as the future Princess Royal. Very excited for her to one day. I mean, it'll be sad as well, but excited for her to receive that title from her father one day. I think she'll be a fantastic Princess Royal.
Brittany, there's been a lot of pressure on Prince William over recent months to reveal his tax affairs. And there was finally confirmation on the front page of the Sunday Times here in the UK yesterday that he has a £7 million income tax bill. And they say that he is now one of Britain's top taxpayers, largely due to his Duchy of Cornwall earnings. This is the report. Prince William pays up to £7 million in income tax a year, it can be revealed. The figure puts the heir to the throne in the top 0.002% of taxpayers in the UK. For years, William has resisted calls to reveal his tax bill, quoting the rights shared by any private citizen. The majority of his income comes from the more than £20 million a year he receives from the Duchy of Cornwall, a private estate of land worth about £1.1 billion bestowed on every heir to the throne since the 14th century. However, he has been under increased pressure over transparency on tax after an investigation by the Sunday Times and Channel 4 dispatches, which revealed that the Duchy of Cornwall and the Duchy of Lancaster, which is awarded to the monarch, makes millions by charging the Army, Navy, NHS and schools to use their land, rivers and seashores. Some of the leases have since been renegotiated. Neither Charles or William have declared their tax since then. It is understood that William has always paid the highest rate of tax, 45%, and treats his tax affairs in a similar manner to his father. In 2023 to 2024, the first financial year in which he oversaw the Duchy of Cornwall, William received a record surplus of £23.6 million. About £13.5 million of this is thought to be taxable, with William's total income tax bill in the region of £5 million to £7 million. And a Kensington Palace spokesperson did confirm, Brittany, the Prince of Wales pays the top rate of income and capital gains tax on all his personal income, including receipts from the Duchy. Will that be enough? Brittany, will that be enough? This is the problem I have, right? I like transparency. So I'm all for transparency when it comes to royals, and we are in a new world. But the problem is, it's never going to be enough, is it? It's never going to be enough. The fact that William is paying £7 million of income tax and the 0.002 top tax contributors to the UK, it's still not going to be enough to the campaigners who are on a hell-bent mission to bring down the British monarchy at any cost.
Yeah, Dan, it will never reach whatever level they want to. I mean, it's almost a disadvantage to him to start giving some ground because they're just going to ask for more and more and more. I do think it's good that William is transparent in what he is paying to the taxman. But at the same time, like, I look at that whole situation and I think, and they're complaining that he's charging all these organizations. And it's like, well, what do you think another landowner is going to do? They're going to charge them too. Things aren't free. Just because he's a royal and just because he owns the land doesn't mean he has to give them a deal that's pennies on the dollar just to satisfy the critics. That's ridiculous. That's a bad use of the duchy. I think they should charge people based on what anybody else pretty much in that situation would charge them and make it fair. That's all they have to do. But of course, the critics of the monarchy, they will never, ever be satisfied until the monarchy has been dismantled. But I would say, given that the Duchy of Cornwall has been the property of the heir since the 14th century, if something happens to the monarchy and it's no longer there, I mean, obviously the duchy should go back and be fully in the private hands of the members of the royal family because
well, of course, and is that what these critics want?
I know.
See,
you would think it doesn't make any sense.
No, exactly. That's the thing. And also the whole point of the duchy is so that it does mean that they are to an extent self-sufficient and not having to constantly rely on taxpayer funding. So, it's interesting. I do agree with you, Brittany. I mean, I like transparency, but I also agree with you. The risk here is that you open this up. Well, what's next? They're going to start asking for regular tax returns. What's next? How far does that transparency go? It's really interesting, isn't it? But I think William does come out of this one okay, and it's been a bit of a bugbear for the Sunday Times for a long time. So, wow, what a day, Brittany, of royal drama. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Royal News Network for amazing coverage of monarchies across the world. You can find Brittany as the Royal News Network on YouTube, and she also posts on X under the RNN handle as well. Brittany, thank you so much for being here. I need you to do something for me right now. It is free. It is easy. It is simple. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. That's because over 50% of you watching this video haven't done that yet. And it is the best way. No big tech backing, no billionaires pulling the strings. And if you turn on the bell, you'll get alerted to all our new videos.